Oh my God, so this is amazing. You see me, I had to get up, turn my night light on, and I was like, okay, I gotta share this. If I don't, I may forget about it tomorrow. So, within this realm, having ourselves in this beautiful human experience, it's almost as if our souls just have a foot in the body and the body is having an experience somewhere, like a Disney World or something. That's the life we're supposed to be living, right? But here's what's amazing to me. I've seen this before visually, of the weaving of the golden thread, right? And I just saw it again, and it's amazing because it came now with a huge frequency of gummy love. So here it is. You literally create your life experiences with every thought that you have. No thought that you have goes wasted. So there's this little boy in the visualization, and he's into his imagination. You know, kids, when they're just born, they are way up in their imagination, and they have the imaginary friends and the fairies and the gnomes, and which I now find out is really true, not fairy tale. But there's this little boy in his imagination, and he's imagining this beautiful etheric world of fairies and unicorns. You know, kids love this type of stuff, right? And what I saw was, the minute he started to have the thought, just from the thought, you're so expansive within the essence of who you are. You're not limited to your body. So every thought that you start to have, this little boy, he started to think something. And visually, I started to see two golden threads starting to weave together. And the more he thought, the more it started to multiply. So it duplicated. So it was 2 threads, then it was 4, then it was 6, then it was 8, and it kept duplicating itself and started to make this beautiful weave. I call it the weaving of the golden thread. That's you creating your own reality in a sense. And I know it's going to sound weird to some people, but you're creating the experience that you want to have before it even happens. But what I'm trying to explain to you is, try to practice to have positive thoughts, uplifting thoughts. Try to affirm yourself, because the minute you start to think it, it literally starts to create itself out there in the multiverse for you. It's like you send this call out, and you have these little minions that you can't see with your eyes, and they actually really start to weave together this thing that excites you, that you're imagining or you're thinking about. That's why people talk about vision boards or affirmations or prayer, meditation. Intention is so important, because you're not seeing it with the physical eyes, but you have so much support in the spiritual realm, which is where you're originally from now. Remember that as soon as you start to focus your intention on a thought, it starts to weave into creation, which is so amazing. So this little boy, he was having this thought, and he was lost in his imagination, and it was weaving, and it was building this beautiful weave. And his mother came in, and she stopped him. She said something. Our parents usually say, "Oh, that's not real." Every word that his mother said that disclaimed what he knew he was experiencing, I could see the threads started to unweave themselves. His idea, his creation was dying right there without him seeing it and without him realizing it, because he was trusting and believing what he was being told, what he was being taught. And I think this was so bloody powerful, because so many of us have dreams that's just lost in somebody else's words or somebody else's opinions. Sometimes we have things that we know is for us, but sometimes we chat too much. Sometimes we talk too much. Sometimes we talk our dreams to people who don't understand where you are purposed to be heading. And you're thinking about this new idea, this new business you want to start, this thing that excites you, and you speak it, and immediately somebody unintentionally, because most of the people who do that, people who love us, but they look on us and they think, no, because they can't foresee what is already written for you, and neither can you sometimes. But you have the faith and the gift of imagination. But as soon as you start to believe what's said or what you watch or what society says, you start to kill your own dream with this unweaving of the thread. I think this is so amazing. For the person out there who just, oh, they don't understand me, they don't know my dream. It's okay for people not to know your dreams. They're not supposed to know it. You're the one who's creating it. Try not to allow society, people, thoughts, habits start to unweave your most beautiful creative designs, these thoughts that you're attracting in your mind, this imagination that you get lost in. Know that there's a world that you possibly can't see, but sometimes you can feel it, that immediately starts to put it into creation for you. It's bad, I tell you. It's just nice to know that there's support beyond all the things that you've been taught, everything that they taught you, everything that you thought, oh my gosh, I'm in this world and I'm in here alone and I can't bother, and my family is not as rich, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. And giving up too early, too soon. Just know, try to affirm within yourself positive thought, positive vibration, and always just know, don't just believe what the text says or what people say. Believe within yourself. Check in with you, yeah? I love this. I call this just the weaving of creation, because it was so beautiful. These golden threads that kept duplicating every time the thought, every time, the longer the person attracts the thought, or the longer they put an intention into something that they feel so passionate about. This little boy was into his imagination. It was beautiful. It was weaving something good, but he was being told something else, and he believed it for a second, and it started to unweave all the work that he was doing and creation was putting together for him. Now, you may not know what's out there for you, but chances are you can feel it, and you know in your heart and your soul that there's something greater out there, because your mind keeps telling you that. Don't believe the naysayers. Don't believe the people who can't see your dream, because you're the one who's creating it, not the world, not the government, not your parents, not the religion, not the culture either. This is between you and source, God, universe, whatever you want to call the I am that I am. This ethereal source of infinite love and creation starts to weave exactly what you deserve. I don't know who's this for, but if it's for you, you'll know. Take it with a grain of salt. Bye-bye.